Hi, it's Malcolm from Aquaspray, and this is going to be the how to fit the remote system to your KRANZLE K7 or K10 122 standard machine. This is the module, and you can get either one or two remotes with it, whichever one you choose from the website. There is instructions. If you scan this barcode, this QR code, it'll give you instructions, and there's also a discount code in the inside of the box for the Devil Shadow website. So the first things you need to do is take the 4 bolts off the top of the electric box, which is straightforward. Once you've taken all the 4 screws off, this will just lift away. Just don't lose any of the screws. Make sure that the machine is completely unplugged and you know where the plug is. The first things you want to do is just take this off, this little foam carrier for the capacitor, because with them on you're going to have not enough room to place it. So take that out of the way. The next thing you want to do is just move the capacitor out to one side, and you probably just want to pull that cable tied down so that these wires have a little bit more wiggle room. This is a revised video of, I used to tell people to pull this out to make it as long as you can. The receiver is good for around about 100 meters, but you're never really going to be using 100 meters, so I would leave that as is. It'll avoid any damage to it. So the idea is, where that button is, you want it up and installed about here, and the way you install it is you're looking for the mains cable in. On this version, and yours might be slightly different wired, so this one here is the blue wire from the mains cable in, and across from that is this brown wire. Now this brown wire would connect to the blue wire, the short blue wire, because we're looking at this blue wire. So that brown one to that short blue wire, and then of course the blue wire and the long one would fit where that was. The brown wire is obviously at the bottom, which is this black wire. So you take the black wire off, connect it to the brown wire because it came from the brown wire. Of course, if your brown wire was at the top, you would connect it to the top one. The brown from there just goes exactly where that was. So as a quick recap, you've got the brown wire on the other side of the switch, to when you click the switch on, the power would be going to this brown wire, and then when you click the switch on, the top blue wire would go to this blue wire, and then whichever one came off there would be on to the brown or blue from there. It's quite straightforward, and to be fair, you would probably get away with it regardless of the way you wire it up, because it's very, very forgiving. So the idea is to mount it with the button up against the switch about there. Fit your capacitor in just in front, and make sure that that wire can go somewhere without trapping any wires. So once they're all in place, all you have to do is fit the lid back on, the 4 screws. They're on, that's it. All you have to do is plug the machine in, switch the machine on, and press the on button on your remote. If for any reason that these remotes don't turn the machine on and off, just go to the troubleshooting side of these videos and it'll show you what to do. Very unlikely, because everything's tested before we give it you. So once you've fitted it, all you need to do is turn the machine on at the switch, make sure that the switch is completely turned on, have the machine plugged in, and then all you need to do is press the on button on the remote and the off button to turn it off. And it'll work on both the remotes. One thing I would say, and I tell everybody, that once you've had this fitted, your machine switched on and you're plugged in, it's all powered up, so it's always on. If you have this rigged up in, say, a garage or somewhere where you're going to be detailing or valeting from, or wherever it is, then what I advise you to do is either unplug it from the mains or switch it off at the switch at the back of the machine if you're going to be away from this for any sort of length of time. The last thing you want to do is lock your detail garage up, have this in the back pocket, and as you sit on your car seat, the machine turns on and it's running all night because you've gone home. So it's always best practice to just turn it off so nothing will happen.